Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kailash Sharma and under rural marketing this is part 3rd. The link of part 1 and part 2 is given in the description. So under rural marketing today I will discuss about rural market segmentation, targeting and positioning. In short it is also known as STP. So friends, notes are clear and specific. It will definitely help in your exams. So if you still didn't subscribe my channel, so please subscribe it now and also press the bell icon so that you can see my latest videos. So let's get started. Rural market segmentation. Rural market segmentation is the process of dividing a potential rural market into distinct sub-markets of consumers with common needs and characteristics. So rural market segmentation is a process of dividing a potential rural market. Potential rural market means where buyers and sellers can facilitate the exchange of goods and services into distinct sub-markets of consumers with common needs and characteristics. One definition of segmentation is given by Philip Kotler. According to Philip Kotler, market segmentation is the subdividing of a market into homogeneous subset of consumers where any subset may conceivably be selected as a market target to be reached with a distinct marketing mix. So what is that? Market segmentation is a subdividing of a market into homogeneous subset of consumers. Homogeneous subset of consumers means the consumers who shows the same type of characteristics, where any subset may conceivably be selected. Conceivably means on the basis of imagination be selected as a market target to be reached with a distinct marketing mix. And you know that the marketing mix elements are product, price, place, promotion, people, process and physical evidence. Now move further. Basis of segmentation. Rural market can be segmented on the basis of geographic segmentation, demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation and behavioral segmentation. So if we talk about geographic segmentation, then it can be zones. Market can be classified on the basis of zones like east zone, west zone, south zone, north zone, states, districts and villages. Density can be measured on the population per square kilometer. Basically in rural areas it is low. Climate in India, the climate can be tropical, rainy and cold. Culture. Demographic segmentation. Age life cycle. If you talk about age life cycle, then there are different kind of people lived in the rural areas, like their age segment can be infant, children, teens, adults, seniors, etc. Gender in terms means dress, footwear, cosmetics and other products. Family size. The family size can be large, medium, small. Income, occupation, education, religion. If you talk about occupation, then then their occupation can be, they can be farmer, then they can be artisans, they can be employees, they can run animal husbandry. So in the terms of their occupation, their demand can be differ. Education, religion. Now psychographic segmentation. First one is social class. According to psychographic segmentation, the social class, they can be lower class, their class can be upper, their class can be higher. So If for example, if they are upper class person, then they can prefer luxury products, they can prefer jewelry, etc. Lifestyles, their lifestyles can be also be differ, and their demand, on the basis of their lifestyle, their demand can also be differ. Personality. Now behavioral segmentation. First one is occasions. There are so many rural consumers who buy the products on occasions, like in Diwali, Eid, Holi. Benefit sought. There are also some consumers who sought the benefit in their products and before purchasing. User status, loyalty status, and place. If you talk about user status, then they can be ex-user, they can be first-time user, they can be regular users. If they are ex-users, then marketers should convince them and about their benefit, about the benefit of the product. Basically, rural consumers are very loyal to their products. If their loyalty is strong, then the marketers should try to retain their loyalty. And if their loyalty is weak, then they should attract towards their product. Place. Some consumers buy the products from their nearest town, and they also purchase the products weekly from the hearts. So their demand can be on the basis of place. Now let's move further. Targeting. Once segmentation has been done, the marketer need to evaluate each segment to decide which segment to target. Targeting involves evaluating the various segments and selecting how many and which ones to target. Simple. There basically targeting is the second stage of segmentation. Aspects in targeting. Evaluation. There are three aspects in targeting: evaluation, selection, and coverage. Evaluation can be done on the basis of profitability, attractiveness, growth rate, company objectives, limitations. Profitability can be measured in terms of the profit, which can be measured on the sales of that product. Attractiveness, growth rate, company objective. Company objective can be long term and short term. Limitations. After the evaluation, then selection, and then coverage. In coverage, there are three strategies we followed: undifferentiated strategy, differentiated strategy, and concentrated strategy. Positioning. Positioning is the act of finding place in the minds of consumers and locating the brand therein. Actions in positioning: identifying a set of possible competitive advantages of the brand, selecting the right competitive advantage, communicating the chosen competitive advantage to the target customers. Competitive advantage can be on the basis of the product size, product design, product packaging, product color. There are so many criteria from which we can differ our product from the competitors. have we wind up our session. I hope you like it. If you have any doubt or suggestions, you can write me in the comment section. And if you like it, then don't forget to like, subscribe and share. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, stay home and stay healthy. Goodbye.